What's going on, traders? Andrew O'Connell here with Pristine Capital. Welcome to our market recap video. It is October 14th, 2021. Oh my gosh, team. So yesterday definitely was the turn of the market, and we talked about that in our recap video. How it's like yesterday was basically like a reflection on this weird choppy sequence that was. Today we moved into the future. Really nice follow through on all of the indices, so we're going to talk about all of it. Quick risk disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. And last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account into anyone's trades, including mine, including anyone else's. All right, so box scores for today. S&P 500 as measured by the SPY closed up 1.68%. Oh my gosh, and look at that volatility crush. The VIX down 9.28%. We had the Nasdaq QQQ finishing up 1.84%. IWM small caps finishing up 1.41%, and the Dow Jones finishing up 1.53%. So, oh my gosh, we got really solid finishes in all of the indices. Look at all of these vol crushes, and then look at this breadth. We had 95% advancers in the S&P 500. We had 76% advancers on the low end in the IWM. Oh my gosh, and IWM did something different today, team. We know, I've been talking about IWM for a couple of weeks now, and how it looks like this thing is just primed for a breakout. So let's actually go to the IWM first, because we just have to talk about this. And then we'll go through our normal lineup. Look at this, team. IWM, the pattern that I drew on maybe like, a week and a half ago, whatever, we finally broke out of this pattern we've been in for so long. Check out this volume shelf. Now we've cleared above pretty much all of the volume from the past couple of weeks. So now we're out of consolidation. We're looking good. And I think it's about time for the small caps to have their day in the sun. The seasonality improves big time in November. So if you're watching these videos, I have a lot of friends that watch these videos. So shout out to all my friends, Joey G out there, Rodrigo. We got a bunch of people. My mom watches these videos a lot. So shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom. For me, this is like probably my highest conviction trade. Given that it literally just triggered. So take that for what it's worth. Do your own due diligence, and yeah, for me, we'll see what happens. We'll keep checking back every day and just see, if these small caps end up getting their break higher into year end. All right, so that was a detour. So let's go over to all the headline indices. And real quick, while we're still talking about the IWM, check this out. I'll go over to my TD Ameritrade, and let's go to the Russell Volatility Index. So this is something not many people look at. Oh my gosh, and look at this. So look at what happened to the Russell Volatility Index. It's down to a 20.63. But look at it in the bigger picture context. So we go to the weekly chart. And like I said, when we go to the weekly chart of the Russell itself, this is the Russell. The Russell's been consolidating sideways like this since February, right? You can see it right over here. February, we've been going solid. Now look at the Russell Volatility Index again. We just hit the lowest level in the Russell Volatility since, wait for it, February. So this to me looks like if we're going to get our breakout, like this is literally like an under the hood indicator that basically the market itself is priming itself for this breakout in the Russell. So all the stars are aligning, team. But anyway, so that's the Russell. We'll skip over that one. S&P 500, this weekly chart is also, really shaping up. And let's go to the daily. So we're now above the 5-day EMA. We're inside the monthly value area. We're above the 20-day moving average. And we're above the 50-day. We cleared all of the key moving averages in one big bar, team. So that, I've been doing these Twitter spaces. I've been interacting with a lot of different people. And I think the downtrend in the market really ended, I would say once we started chopping like this, and once we got maybe this candle over here, that was like our odds are the lows are in, because we kept getting these long lower wicks here. So then my bias kind of went to like, I'm looking for this to resolve to the upside, but we're still in this, you know, really choppy environment, still like a very tumultuous environment. Then we made this lower high, or higher low, excuse me. And now, so yesterday, that was when we had like the whole, like, let's just recap these past 6 weeks, talk about what went well, what did not go so well. And then sure enough, yeah, today was like the follow through, like, all right, you know, we're in a new sequence, I would say. Like now this sequence, like I would say this is like over. Now everything that happens from here, I would say this is like a new chapter. But yeah, now we have this monthly point of control ahead of us at 4,440 spot 5, so that should function as some resistance. You know, it's a very high volume node. And then we have this 4478 spot 75 to the upside. You know, I think we have this bullish 80% rule, basically saying like once you establish yourself back inside value, there's a higher probability that you test the opposite side of value. I think at some point within the next couple of weeks, I think it's pretty likely that we end up testing this 4478. What happens from there, you know, that's really anyone's guess. But yeah, right now my trend model flipped to a positive 3. So it's even telling me quantitatively within my system, hey, like, you know, we're looking good. NQ, Nasdaq, even the Nasdaq, you know, broke above the 20-day moving average, and the Nasdaq has been in the weakest trend. So that's a good sign. Russell, we just talked about. Let's talk about the Dow Jones, these dogs of the Dow. Yeah, the dogs of the Dow, they cleared all the key moving averages too. So yeah, now we have small caps above the key moving averages, S&P 500 and Dow Jones as well. So yeah, looking good for the Dow. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dow gets, you know, run into the end of the year as well. The seasonality is really picking up. So we're looking good. We turned the corner, which is great. Let's go to our heat map. Heat map, obviously, you know, bright green today. We had really nice breadth in the market. And yeah, nice days all around. Apple up 2.02%. Facebook up. Microsoft. Google up 2.59%. Yeah, just broad strength. And really, like, what I'm noticing is a lot of the areas that were like super weak are getting the strongest bounces, which makes sense. Let's take a look at some of these, you know, FANG stocks and just see how they're repairing technically. I'm going to try to keep this tight. I'm doing another Twitter Spaces tonight. I'm the one with the least amount of followers in this space team. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, I get to go in with all these people and it's awesome because, you know, it's always good to just like spread the word about the content. It's always great when new people start watching the videos. And I love that. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please, if you're watching this video, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. Once I get to 1,000 followers, that's when I can start doing cool stuff like streaming from YouTube, all that good stuff. So it'd be cool, like sometimes for these recap videos, like if it was a stream instead, like if we were live, that would be awesome. So yeah, we'll see if we can get there. I think we will. Microsoft up 2.17%. We're above this monthly point of control, which is good. And Microsoft, yeah, in just a few short days, you know, we're trading pretty much right back to the all-time highs. That's the thing. Whenever the market corrects, everyone thinks, like, this was the big one. Like, it's over. And then, you know, the market just kind of does its thing. I think what's important, though, over this last 6 weeks is, like, you know, for certain periods, it didn't look like things were going to resolve to the upside. So just, like, knowing that your system can handle that, you know, is very important. Yeah, Google also jumping into this monthly value area. Let's take a look at our sectors and style factors. Sectors. Boom. So we had energy up 1.22%. Solar energy taking a break, and also Chinese internet's taking a break. So yeah, very interesting dynamic where the assets that really have momentum and the sectors that really have momentum, they were not necessarily like the best performers today. The best performers were some of these areas of the market that have no momentum, like home builders, semiconductors, the ARK funds. So that's a key distinction as well. Like when you're buying back into the market, I know there's going to be a lot of people that go, oh my gosh, ARK's back up, I'm buying ARK. Or like, yeah, the semis are back, let's go. Like all these themes. But this is very important to go through. So 10-year treasuries. So although this rally's great and everything is participating, which is awesome, we have to remember, you know, the big picture. we're in a rising rate environment. This is our 10-year Treasury futures contract. And so when this thing is falling, yields are rising. And, look at the trend. We're in a downtrend. So that means we're in a trend of rising yields. We have just had a really nice 3-day bounce. And maybe we'll bounce up to this 20-day moving average. Who really knows? But, for me personally, I'm not going to go, oh my gosh, yields are bouncing. Let me buy all these stocks that are going to behave poorly, if the trend resumes. I'm trying to stick with the areas of the market that will, function properly, even if we are in a rising rate environment. Because I noticed like the growth stocks, they're all killing it the past couple days, which is definitely awesome. But yeah, as that taper really gets going and, all that, I don't know. I just think there's more embedded risk in there. It's not like the macro picture has changed. Style factors, just as we said earlier, some of the laggards are really coming in hot. So we had high beta. Wow, high beta was up 1.94%. That has not been a laggard. It's been showing relative strength. We have Minvol up 1.46%, growth up 1.71%, high div low vol up 1.65%. So yeah, really nice broad strength across the board. All right, let's talk through some of my trades for today. So I took GoodRx long in the morning, and GoodRx, it's a small cap name that I think can perform well if and when the IWM breaks out. So in GoodRx, it's on a tight leash for me because, I triggered on this one because it was breaching the 20-day moving average. We got this nice move to the upside and definitely excited a lot of people, but then this one really came back in. And you can see this coming on high volume, but just put in a doji candle. So I'm going to give this one a little bit of room. I'll give it to the low of the day from today. But yeah, I wasn't thrilled with how this one closed. Then we have one thing I did do, pretty much right off the open, I sold a net, which is Cloudflare, 170 by 180 November 19th call spread for a credit of 295. And yeah, I just made sure to size this one smaller. So I said small size as, my max risk is bigger than my max reward because it's a credit spread. And the max gain I can get is the credit I received. So what I'm seeing with Cloudflare, it's like, don't get me wrong, this is a great company. Like Cloudflare, I've traded Cloudflare to the long side plenty of times. I think it's awesome. I've had some nice winners in this name. Well, like what I'm just noticing here is, there must be some sort of like news item that nobody knows yet, that like the news item leaked and, everyone's buying this, or I really don't know why. Maybe everyone thinks the quarter's gonna be great. Who knows? But something's going on here where there is big interest in the stock. We're moving up on high volume, looks great. But at this point, the stock literally is parabolic. And we're super extended from all the key moving averages. So with Cloudflare, also check this out. We're now trading at 92 times sales, which is like, ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And then the players that bought in, we've had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would say like an 8-day rally. Yeah, within 8 days. Let's say you bought in, in this little consolidation pattern, literally in like a week and a half, you've already made a 50% return on your investment. At what point will there be some profit taking? So that's why I sold an out of the money call spread. I have the 170 by 180. And basically it's a bet saying, I think if yields, start to resume their normal trend that they're in, their uptrend, then I think, we might see some selling in Cloudflare. So yeah, put that one on as a credit spread. I rarely ever trade credit spreads, so that was kind of fun. And then I had this Apple Lotto trade, closed out for a small winner. I paid 59 cents for it, closed out for 62 cents. And then I closed out my Roblox calls that I entered into yesterday for a small winner. Closes out for 10.35. I paid 9.05. And with Roblox, my natural bias is like, I love this company. I think it's going to do great things. So I have this in my long-term portfolio. But Roblox, I'm not going to kid myself. This is not one of the leaders in the market. So I entered this one through an undercut reversal setup. I posted for all my members at Pristine Capital. And yeah, the setup triggered, it worked. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell this one into the strength because I know it's not, one of the leaders in the market right now. I think in order for this one to become a leader, we need some sort of new catalyst because right now, the market's just showing, hey, this stock, it's not one of our favorites. Let's take a look. But yeah, Roblox, that one worked pretty well. And then before we wrap, let's go to our Big Tech options matrix. Yeah, if you're interested in Big Tech, I'm going to post my link. It's going to be in the description to this video, so feel free to go ahead and click that. If you're interested in joining the Pristine Capital trading community, feel free to go to my website, pristinecapital.net. Check it out. Feel free to reach out to me, DM me, whatever you want. Let's take a look here at our Big Tech. There we go. And we'll go to today's combined flows. All right, we got Tesla in the lead as always. Oh wow, Tesla's actually falling off. IWM is on the list again, team. This is the second day. Oh my gosh. IWM is so gonna break out. I just know it. It's gonna happen. I just have never really seen a setup that's literally just presenting itself in broad daylight like that. So that's why I'm super pumped over IWM. But anyway, let's take a look what we got here. We have Upstart. Upstart has been a fantastic asset. This is another one that I'm long in the Pristine Capital trend portfolio. And with Upstart, I bought this one in the trend portfolio when it was maybe $130 or something, something crazy. And yeah, I just kept it in the portfolio. And yeah, this thing just continues to just do great things. It's yeah, this is just a ridiculous stock. I love the company too. I watched an interview with the CEO. I love what they do. But yeah, this is next level. Yeah, it's right back up to almost 60 times sales. So it's so funny. Interest rates start to go up a little bit. And people are like, oh, I'm gonna sell all my growth stocks. Get out. Rates are going up. And then we just get the smallest bounce in rates. And then it's just all right, bid these things back up to new highs. So yeah, it's just funny. It's never a dull moment in the markets. But yeah, Upstart doing awesome. And then what do we have? AMC. We got our AMC apes. We got our meme stock gate. Yeah, the meme stock gate was crazy. How they only let people do, one side of that trade. Yeah, AMC looks like it might be starting to get interesting here. I believe AMC is the largest weight in the small cap index. It's not like any of the securities are really weighted that heavy though. But yeah, if you're an AMC ape, hey, we just cleared these key moving averages, so I'll probably have this on my watch list tomorrow just in case some apish activity happens. Short float's 20% on this one now. And then yeah, that's about it. We have our IWM. Let's take a look on our matrix. We'll go to our TradeScape. Yeah, I want to see if people actually started buying calls for IWM. Oh yeah, Baba, super interesting. This one, yeah, we're doing okay on time. Baba. So there was some news out of China that one was Futu and Tiger, we need to regulate those guys. So those stocks really got clobbered today, down 12% for Futu, down 21.19% for Tiger. So yeah, they really got hammered. So a lot of times when those news events are happening, it's the entire China complex just gets absolutely steamrolled. And what's really interesting about this particular time is we got that news that those companies are going to be regulated. Then we also got a headline of Microsoft saying, hey, we're going to close down LinkedIn, Microsoft. We're going to close down LinkedIn in China. And so that's all the reasons to just implosion. But Alibaba, look at this. It was only down 0.37%. So it shows me that investors are definitely allocating to China. I really think China most likely bottomed. And yeah, I'm positioned in KWeb right now. KWeb, yeah, it was down 1.73%, rightfully so. We got some bad news, whatever. And it's also, up a considerable amount in the past week or so. But yeah, it's not like the pattern broke. We're still above the key moving averages. So that's very noteworthy for China. But with that being said, that about does it for this market recap video. Again, if you like the video, please share this content, like the videos, all that stuff. Let's pump the numbers up. Let's get to 1,000. And yeah, feel free to join us for the Twitter space tonight at 6 p.m. Hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. I'll see you all tomorrow.